John, that must be heartbreaking stuff. Very, very narrow defeat here.
It's the same old story, isn't it? Keep shooting ourselves in the foot, concede another one for a set piece. Somebody not doing their job, we'll look at it on the video. But in terms of effort and commitment, I felt they gave me everything that they got. Had enough chances to go and score a goal. I don't know if it would have won us the match, but enough chances to go and score a goal. And just once again in the final third, that wee bit of quality, just to unlock the door, it just wasn't there. So, we just need to lick our wounds and go again.
It's a tricky one for you, trying to balance a bit of cover for a stand-in goalie, but also trying to go and take this game to Ayr United.
Well, we'll talk about the goalie situation later on, but in terms of Steve-O and goals, I thought he was outstanding. I thought he had a couple of great saves, especially right in the first minute. His kicking was good, and he certainly never let us down, that's for sure. So, we have to be better. We have to look after the ball better. We have to look after it up front, bring players into play. And once again, it's a case of you have to find a way to go and free yourself up to go and play with a free spirit and an enjoyment, not a trepidation. But that's where we are at this moment in time. I've said that before. We just need to keep digging it out. Another night, we might have got a bit of luck. And we might have got a goal. The two in the second half, Ryan Hardy's side foot past the post, Bobby Barr header over the bar, hit the bar in the first half, so there was plenty there, and that's just the way it's gone at this moment. We're not carrying much luck.
I noticed your own body language there. You were it seemed to be ushering the team out wider and wider. Do you think we were getting dragged quite narrow for the midfield in particular?
Well, it's even in the first half, we were a 5. In a 5 in the first half, we went with a 5 to try and protect Ryan. Ryan Stevenson, but even in a 5, as a wing back, you need to be right on the touchline and stretch your game. We were too narrow. So even when we made the substitutions, and especially Joel, no point in working away back at the park where we have to score a goal. You have to basically sort of cheat a little bit and get on that, and it's up to us to get the ball to him. And at times you've done very, very, very well. But our decision making in the final third. And our crossing, a little bit to be disappointed with. But as again, in terms of effort, commitment, try to do the right things, I've no complaints.
I guess the goalkeeping situation, would you be looking for the players to kind of adopt this kind of siege mentality of saying, come on, we've got to back each other up? Did you see enough of that?
I think the goalkeeper situation is diabolical, to tell you the truth. And it's an embarrassment for Scottish football. No doubt they'll try and turn it around on Raith Rovers. I played against the Hearts team last year. I had 3 goalkeepers with the flu, and they called the game off. We've got 3 goalkeepers, 2 with surgery, another one's getting a scan today, and they forced us to play it. So it's really disappointing. It really is disappointing, and I'm just hoping that Scottish football and the powers that be that made this decision are embarrassed. But for the best of Scottish football, they can say, well, we can't let that happen again, and you need to put things in place to make sure it doesn't happen again. We tried very hard to get a goalkeeper. We were at it 10 o'clock last night, 7 o'clock back at it again this morning. And it's important that people know the rules. We've got 4 overage loans, so that restricts us. You cannot do cross-border, that restricts us. And we were trying very, very, very hard, but it's one of these things that, as I say, you can look at it and point at it. Would a goalkeeper have done any better than Ryan Stevenson? I don't know if he would have. I felt Ryan done very, very well. Acquitted himself very, very well. I'm just really disappointed for the boys that we conceded once again a sloppy goal, a real sloppy goal. And I don't see us scoring goals like that.
Sporting integrity was a kind of key buzz phrase over the last couple of years. Do you think the decision not to give us a bit of space helps?
What they'll say is they'll all die for cover right now. They'll all die for cover. We need to cover this up. And it was Neil Doncaster has to stick his head above the parapet, and he'll come out with his explanation. And what he'll say is he felt that we had ample time to try and get a goalkeeper in. What Hearts done, Hearts left it right to the last minute when the guy was on the bus. Maybe we should have done that. Maybe we shouldn't have been up front and honest. Maybe we should have just ducked and dived a little bit and says, oh, by the way, see the goalie we thought was fit, he's away for the scan, he's no fit, and there's no time to get another goal. That's what Hearts done. That's what Hearts done. And honestly, we're up front because we're honest, we're up front. We gave them plenty time and leeway to know what was happening. And it's just one of these things that football, that just so happens when your luck's out, it's out. And No, but we'll just keep working. Hopefully one of the goalies will be back for next week, and we'll just keep working to try and get one in.
I was listening to Eric before the game, and he kind of pointed out a situation where to try and free up one of the kind of loan setups. He was actually looking at working with Aberdeen on getting Aaron Lennox, a goalkeeper with a broken hand and a broken jaw, on a contract. So we're actually signing a player with that type of injury crisis to free something up.
Eric's sitting in an office till 9:30. We thought we had one coming for Celtic. The boy decided he didn't fancy coming, and there's nothing to do. Celtic bent over backwards to try and help us. Even today they were trying to help us out for the best of Scottish football, and very, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. I can remember last year when Hearts pulled out, I phoned up Ian Blair, and Ian Blair says nothing I can do. You should have a right good look at yourself, because he's let Scottish football down today. What
about Steve-O? I know it did have that kind of Sunday League feel that can anybody don the gloves, but he done excellent.
Well, he's played in goals before, so there's no qualms. And as I says to you, the save he had for the header in the first minute was absolutely fantastic. His distribution for the ball, his kicking, absolutely different class. So I don't think if we had a young goalkeeper in there, he would have done any better than Steve-O. And plus you get an advantage, you've got a footballer now at goal that can use his foot better than probably a goalkeeper. So no qualms. We got probably beat ourselves with a sucker goal, but in terms of effort, commitment, great. And what will be. I'm just hoping that what happens tonight, for the better of Scottish football, it never happens again. No other team has to be put up with that. I just wonder if it was a Rangers or a Celtic, would it have happened?
I mean, is it dismissive to our division? Because it's not only Raith Rovers that are affected by this, there's clubs all around the boots.
You need to ask the people, but what they'll do, they'll die for cover. That's what they'll do, they'll die for cover, and they'll not get clarity. Come out and let the fans and the paying supporters give clarity. And that goes for the working board, the people that voted. I'll tell you something right now, see the people that voted? I'm going to tell you, half of them never played football in their life. That's what you're working with in Scottish football.
And it's not only Raith Rovers, as I say. I mean, you can imagine that people are spitting fellas across the division, particularly Dumbarton, and supporters and staff at St Mirren.
It's football. What we need to do is we need to look after Raith Rovers first and foremost. And it's disappointing, as I say, for Scottish football, but listen, that's it. You just need to get on with it and go with it, and that's what we've done. So there's a bit of pride about us tonight as well, that we still went along and gave it our best shot. And as I say, I feel sorry for the boys that we never got nothing out of the game.
Is the reality now that we need to face up that we're in a relegation
battle?
battle?
In a relegation battle.
18 games without a win, half a season.
We're in a relegation battle a month ago. And I don't know. You're trying all sorts to try and turn it around and try and help them out. One thing I'm seeing plenty of effort and commitment, and that's for sure. So, it's plenty to work with, and it'll turn. You just need to keep believing, and it'll turn.
A week till we play again, and it's that final third, I imagine, is going to be getting a right good shift at training.
Well, it's about the quality in the final third. You need to have a great belief in yourself and look after it and link up the play, and that comes in your training with your mindset coming in there and saying, making sure it happens. So we've got good players at the club, good enough to go and win games in the first division, and hopefully we'll see that sooner rather than later.
A word for the fans that travelled down.
Fantastic.
You mentioned on Saturday, you can imagine.
You have to get home here.
Well, I was going to say, you said on Saturday you couldn't imagine sending a joiner to work without his hammer, but we've turned up without a recognised goalkeeper, and they've still travelled. It's decent.
The fans are absolutely different class, and you need to take great inspiration for that. As I say, to come down here away a real distance. Away down here, through all that traffic over the Kingston Bridge to get yourself down here to support your team on a Tuesday night. Absolutely, football's on the telly, absolutely fantastic. So, we'll say thanks very much to them.
Cheers, John.
Okay, cheers.